Howdy folks, it's Floyd Stinky Boy, way up here in Alaska. Today I want to tell you the legend of Romeo, the lonely wolf. Hidden within the dense, cool, misty rainforests of southeast Alaska, there are substantial numbers of wolves. They are a subspecies, known as the Alexander Archipelago gray wolf. Their pelt colors range from black, gray, and tan to white. The Legend of Romeo started back in the spring of 2003 at the Mendenhall Glacier near Juneau, Alaska's capital city. In April of that year, a female wolf was struck and killed by an automobile near the Glacier Visitor Center. On examination, it was discovered the wolf was pregnant with 4 pups. Starting that November and throughout that winter, a solitary wolf's howl could be heard frequently on the opposite side of the lake from the visitor center. Within a few weeks, local cross-country skiers were noticing a lone black wolf standing and sometimes howling at the forest on the edge of the lake. We started calling him Romeo, and we have been enjoying his company for each of the last 5 winters. Although Romeo lives in the area year-round, he is most commonly seen in winter when the frozen, snowy lake provides the ideal landscape for wildlife watching. It is a well-known fact that wolves mate for life and have strong family ties. Some Juneau residents speculate that the female wolf killed earlier in 2003 was his mate or his mother. For some reason, Romeo did not join or establish a wolf pack of his own. Instead, Romeo found occasional canine companionship with local dogs. He is clearly at ease with humans walking within a few hundred yards. Romeo soon began to approach the dogs to engage in socialized behavior, but he rarely made physical contact with them and generally does not seem to regard pets as prey. Romeo is definitely not the stereotypical wolf, snapping its teeth, growling and lunging out of the woods looking for a kill. As predators go, he is gregarious and acts in a very friendly manner, most of the time. It seems to me he either wants to play with the dogs or is trying to convince one to go off with him to live in the woods. Sometimes he just walks around casually. Other times he takes in a rare sunny day laying in the middle of the lake surrounded by skiers making the loop. Romeo lopes along effortlessly over the snow, in strides that are as graceful as they are strong, leaving trails of paw prints the size of a human fist. He's as curious about us as we are of him. He seems to seek the company of people walking their dogs. Spotting a potential canine friend from hundreds of yards away, he runs, bounding toward the other dog, and then stops, shows a polite restraint, and sometimes retreats in a backward dance. But his sharp teeth and copper eyes make it clear that he is as wild as Alaska itself. He's apparently killed and eaten a miniature beagle. That pet owner asked that Romeo be killed or relocated in response, but no such action was taken. My opinion, Romeo probably thought the beagle was a rabbit, and the dog should have been under better control by its owner. On another day, Romeo grabbed a pug in its jaws by the scruff of the neck and started carrying it off into the woods. Then he dropped the pug onto the snow. Pictures of this event have spread far and wide on the internet. Some say it appeared Romeo meant no harm to the pug, that he was carrying the pug the way adults move pups. Wildlife officials annually caution residents to leash their dogs and avoid contact with the wolf to prevent diseases from transferring between species. Feeding or attempting to touch the wolf is strictly forbidden, and all contact is discouraged. Romeo actually feeds on beavers, snowshoe hares, ptarmigan, grouse, and fish from local streams. With abundant hare and beaver and fish during the fall spawning season, he has an adequate supply of natural food. Age estimates, and driven in part by his thick, graying snout, put Romeo at about 8 years old. He has spent nearly all of his adult life, at least in winter, among people and their dogs at the Mendenhall Glacier. Romeo has become a popular living icon in Juneau. Glimpses of the wolf have thrilled locals and visitors alike. Ensuring that Romeo has a long life is a key goal of most people who see him out on the lake. Romeo has even become a celebrity. A Google search for Romeo the Alaskan Wolf has resulted in over 316,000 hits. He has been featured on National Public Radio, and stories have appeared in papers around the world. A local citizens group has formed, Friends of Romeo, so admirers can keep track of his activities. But the best thing is, for me, is that when night comes, sometimes you can hear Romeo, the lonely wolf, in the distance, howling at the wilderness. Whether he howls in pleasure or sadness, you just can't tell, as fog settles over the ice and darkness closes in.